Irricana, Alberta. This is a place you might not have heard of. As a tourist, this might not make it to your list of go-to places in Alberta. You won't find skyscrapers or flashy attractions here. Instead, you get wide open skies, fields that stretch farther than your eyes can see, and a kind of small town warmth that feels almost old fashioned. For anyone thinking about moving to Alberta but not quite ready for big city life, Irricana might be worth considering. It's less than an hour from Calgary, close enough for convenience but far enough to feel like its own little world. Irricana has deep roots in Alberta's history. First incorporated as a village on June 9, 1911, before officially becoming a town nearly a century later on June 9, 2005. Today, it remains a small and close-knit community with a population just over 1,000 residents. And here's something most people don't know. Irricana sits right along the route to Drumheller. The drive is simple, direct, and you don't need to detour at all. From here, Drumheller is less than an hour away, making Irricana a quiet little stop on the way to one of Alberta's most iconic destinations. So you might ask, what are we actually going to do in Irricana? Well, for a small town in Alberta, there will always be something. Since it's winter, we are mostly here for some simple sightseeing. One place worth mentioning is Pioneer Acres Museum, which is definitely something very Alberta. It's closed for the season right now and only open by appointment, but in the summer, it becomes a huge open-air museum showcasing Alberta's prairie history, complete with vintage tractors, historic buildings, and classic farm equipment.
Continue on Township Road 274.
Anyways, the reason why we're here is because we found a little gem in town where we can spend our family day. A massage spot that's perfect for a quick escape and some much needed relaxation. Big Sky Massage and Wellness. This little gem is calm and cozy, exactly the kind of place you'd want to step into when you need a break from the noise of everyday life. It's not your usual massage and wellness spa. Coming here feels a bit like stepping into a quiet cabin tucked away in nature, or visiting your parents' house where everything feels warm, familiar, and cared for. It's the kind of comforting space that reminds you to breathe again after dealing with whatever chaos life throws your way. And this is Vicky, the person behind all that zen. When we arrived, we were actually greeted by their cat, who very confidently led us to the right door like a tiny furry receptionist. It was the cutest welcome we could have asked for. went for my Zen first, and while Marky was waiting for his turn, this little furball kept him entertained. He just curled up in his lap. No explanation, no hesitation. Or maybe he just didn't want Marky wandering around. You know, classic cat security protocol. Anyways, that was super relaxing. This place is absolutely worth the trip from Calgary. We'd come back in a heartbeat. Now that we are feeling relaxed and recharged, let us wander around the streets of this small town. Irricana may be quiet, but that's exactly what makes it beautiful. You'll notice little touches of character everywhere. The murals, the old buildings, and the wide open prairie views that feels like a breath of fresh air. Of old buildings, this old hotel here is under renovation. It's been standing for more than a century, and after sitting empty and worn down for years, it finally has a new owner with a big vision to bring it back to life. I can hear people working inside.
Kerry Tucker hard at work on his pet project, along with his right-hand man, Alex Clark, bringing new life to an old building. Restoring the Irricana Hotel, a fixture here on the town's main street since it went up in 1905.
I'm a heritage kind of guy, and when I seen this old building, not many old buildings left in this province anymore, so I figured it would be a good thing to catch for myself and the community.
A building that's been empty and derelict for the past 2 decades. So far, spending about $270,000 on the project, eventually putting in more than $500,000. Planning to start things off with a bar and a cafe on the main level.
That's an original piano. All the old furniture, it's all going to be kept for the project. We saved the murals inside. It's all going back into the project as much as we can to make this authentic.
But the restoration came with an unexpected twist. Workers opened up one of the walls and discovered a massive, thriving honeybee colony hidden inside. A professional beekeeper was brought in to safely relocate the hive, one of the largest they have ever seen. With the bees moved and the work continuing, the Irricana Hotel is slowly reclaiming its place as a landmark, carrying both its history and its surprising little secrets into the future. There's another horse there that we want to take a photo of. Oh, this one's a unicorn. heading back to Calgary, we made a quick stop at Irricana Centennial Park. This park is mostly a kids' playground, and since it was completely empty, we figured it was our chance to pretend we're not too old for this. Here in Irricana, you can't miss the classic Alberta scenery. Long empty roads, golden fields, and those big skies that seem to go on forever.
Leaving from St. Louis, headed for the coast. No telling when or if you're coming home. And half the time you knew me, you were out there on